So, hey, I'm Dane Clement, by the way. I am executive creative director for Stalls, formerly of Great Dane Graphics. I've been doing artwork, since like forever, 100 years at least, right? So, let me go ahead and show you a different app, right? So, I will be in Long Beach, by the way, have seminars, workshops, that sort of thing, all artwork related. So, if you're out that way, make sure you look me up. I'll be around the Stalls booth as well. One of the classes I do kind of inspired me to do these secret sauces with you guys on the AI. So I have a what I call a love hate relationship with AI stuff because I'm an art guy, man. I've been drawing and painting my whole life, and now all of a sudden anybody can do it with a couple of words, and then poof, it pops up on screen in 10 seconds. Well, I can't paint in 10 seconds. That blank canvas behind me there's been there for like a year and a half, I think, because everything else I'm doing these days is on my screen here, right? So, but you don't need to be an artist to create cool artwork. And the more that, the more times you start playing around with these AIs, you're going to realize, at least like I have, there's a lot of great ones. In fact, there's new ones every day. It's crazy, right? So I have a handful that I migrate to because I'm a Mid-Journey user mostly, probably, but I use a lot of other ones because you just get different looks, and you're able to create new or different styles, I guess, with all the different ones, right? So you're never going to get the same look out of everything. So that's the cool thing about checking out different AIs. That's why I want to show you this one. So Leonardo AI has been around a while, a couple years at least that I've been working with it, and it is. I think it's pretty awesome. There's a free version, there's paid plans and stuff like that. So obviously, just whatever one you play with, or check out, make sure that you look at what you're capable of doing. Typically, if you pay for it, you can use it commercially. A couple of them out there will allow you to use the free version commercially as well. You just got to look into it because they're all different, right? So when you go to Leonardo AI, this is what you get, and it's typical, right? It's a website interface basically, and you can scroll around. Here's the inspiration. Um, Almost all of the apps out there will do this. I say almost because there's, more I'll be showing you that look different, but most of them look like this. You see something you like, you click on it, and it'll tell you the prompt that everybody used, or in their image. It kind of tells you what models they've used, some of them, right? Or what bits and pieces. Because the one thing I do like about this particular app is this is built off of like Stable Diffusion, Automatic 1111 stuff way back in the day. So there's so many models, like just boatloads, and you don't have to worry about trying to run Stable Diffusion, native on your machine anymore. I mean, that's a difficult process at best for a Mac, but if you're a PC guy, not a whole lot easier. But if you look around, you can see just tons and tons of cool things. And when you find something that you do like, I kind of dig this. That looks pretty cool to me. Abstract portrait, with wide brushstrokes, vibrant colors. Didn't say anything else, and it gets that. But if you take a look here, it's using a SDXL number one, first model, right? So, which is interesting. So those kind of things, just check them out. I'm going to go back to that in a minute. But so when you open it up, stuff here on the left, here's your home. This is your library. That's all the stuff that you've generated, and these are some things that it can do. So real time cam. I'm going to show you what I use. All I use is image creation, right? I'm not worried about motion videos and any of the other stuff because I don't need it in my day to day, so I don't utilize it. But there's a lot of things that these apps, this one in particular, will do that you might find awesome. I just don't have a need for it, so I don't use it. So I'm going to hit this image creation here, right? And you can see some little snowmen that I did before, right? So over here on the left, the very first thing, this Phoenix is their latest model, right? This happens to be Leonardo's new um, art model, right? So you can, if you want an anime style, you can do here. So all of these things, graphic design, this illustrative one, these are will give you different looks, and we'll play around with a little bit, a few of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this Phoenix one straight out from the beginning. Um, right here, we say prompt enhance. It'll auto enhance it, and for you, if you turn it on, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on. The quality, I can go fast with this new Phoenix. You can have an ultra quality, like super high res. here is your standard, you want it portrait style, you want a square, horizontal, that sort of thing. You can punch it in here. I will tell you this, that Leonardo is not very strong on text. So if you're trying to find that all in one app where you can just go there, put some text, put an image, and utilize what you see, then I would probably recommend Ideogram for that. But since again I'm an artist, I can still save a boatload of time on creating an image and bringing it into something else, Photoshop, adding some text or whatever. Right? I can combine it. I have those skills, and if you do too, then just utilize those. Say, you know, get the best piece of art out of whatever app you decide to check. So I'm gonna generate four here. That's kind of where it stands. I'll hit the generate button, and well, look at that, Bigfoot dressed as Santa Claus. I put that in there, and I didn't take it out. So let's see what happens. No talent, right? But um, I like Bigfoot and I like Santa Claus, so that's something. And then look at the prompt that it says, since we left it on the enhanced prompt, right? So a jovial Bigfoot, right? It's shaggy fur. You can read that whole text. It's going to generate from that. It's going to use a regular standard Phoenix mode, and we'll get an image here. Now we're at like 20-30% coming up here. So I'm not going to generate a lot of new things because I don't have a whole lot of time. I got a few more minutes here, and then we'll get out of it. This does take a few minutes, but it is generating four. And by the way, even if it seems like it's a long time, just imagine if you had to start sketching and then actually start painting, right? So we can click on it and take a look. uh, I'm not a big fan. That was funny. I'm not a big fan of the actual style here, maybe, right? But I suppose it's got some uses. This kind of looks like the abominable snowman at back in the day. So again, if we wanted to download it, I can just hit the download button right here at the bottom. We could copy it to the clipboard. So this one, remove background. Now, it's not very good. I don't think any app is doing a remove background very well. Now, this particular background, well, let's just see what happens. I don't know. Why not? So it's going to cost me some tokens, but I don't care. I got a bunch, right? So, because I do pay for this, I do pay for a lot of them, by the way. But what happens is it's, again, another reason we can't really do a whole lot live. It's still spinning and wheeling. So I don't know what it's going to do. I would assume it's going to focus on him, right? So that's a pretty decent job. But here's the deal: if you're a YouTube watcher, I watch a few YouTube. They would say, "Look how great it is," and then they move right on. And you get like half a second in the preview. But of course, I'm the art guy and I'm a Photoshop guy, and I look at these things. I'm thinking, well, that's not so bad. But man, look what happened here, right? There's a lot of white fuzz going all around this guy, and you may think that's okay. I don't. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that. So I would take this as it stands now and bring it into Photoshop, maybe make some adjustments to it. But this one's not so bad. You lost all the background stuff. You do have some cleanup in these apps. I say these apps because I haven't really found an app yet that has tools available for you, right? So if it would give me an eraser tool, then I can just zoom in and actually erase on those kind of things. Then that would be better, right? It would maybe start to eliminate the need for photo image editing software like Photoshop or Affinity Photo, things like that. So let's go ahead and change one of these styles. Let's just go to, I don't know, let's try an anime, anime general, whatever. We can just sort of pick something, right? And this is the cool thing when you do utilize this. It does have a free plan, by the way, but when you do utilize these things, check them all out. There's gonna be like a million options that you can generate to get different looks. So actually, let's do it. We're just gonna leave it like it is and just see with the same prompt is going to generate using a different model, right? To get that different look. Just so you can take a look. This is, color pencil sketch. We use Leonardo Phoenix for this one. Sketch color was the actual model that we use. So it gave me this look. Here's another one, right? So these this stuff here, this is Leonardo Anime XL, right? I'm not a big anime guy. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I do like it. This is cute as can be, like, especially this one here. And you can see, says Merry Christmas. It was in my prompt, right? Wrapped up in lights. with the words "Merry Christmas," which you can kind of see the rest of it there. It doesn't do text really well at all, but that's okay. So this is this is interesting, kind of cool looking. Don't know that that's in my prompt that I asked for. Yeah, he's got a couple of thumbs going on. This is famous for AI apps, by the way. So this hand looks pretty good. It's got four fingers and a thumb, and don't know what's going on over here. Uh, but it's Sasquatch, I guess, right? Whatever it's supposed to be. All right, we got some big feet in him. So anyway, you'll see lots of these. Guess he got three legs. Don't know what this appendage is here necessarily, um, but I do think the Bigfoot part is pretty cool. All right, so let's just go back to the beginning because I want to show you some other things that you can utilize. Right. So scrolling in through through this the inspiration, you pick an image, uh, and the cool thing about this, right? When I click on this, that is a beautiful woman that does not exist. That's the craziest thing to me. Like, just it just made it up. No, it doesn't. She doesn't exist. No parts of this person exist anywhere. Supposedly, that's what they say. But if you look at it here, it tells you that it uses a photo real version 2. Now this is me. This is more my style. So I just clicked on more inspiration, right? It just shows you other things that are generated. So if I click on that and you see a guy gets attacked by a werewolf in the woods, that's pretty cool. And then I scroll down here, it tells me a little old school comic and some toon anime, and it uses Leonardo Kino XL to create it. So what we could do is we could hit this button. It says generate with photo real, which is going to use the settings that are in here, right? So if I click on that, here it goes right back to our artwork generator. And here's all the stuff, the settings. But if you look over here, it says use legacy mode, right? So the Phoenix stuff and the ones that we saw initially, those were all current, the new models and things like that. I don't think they're necessarily better, right? They're just newer. They might be more fine tuned in certain things, but the legacy things will opens up the door to just tons and tons of other models that you can utilize. So let's just put a prompt in here. Why don't we do? Well, let's do the same one. Let's see, Bigfoot dressed as Santa Claus, and it would generate. It's going to generate my 4 images because that's what I could do 8, but it's just going to cost you more tokens or credits, and everybody calls us a little something different. But uh, typically, I use AI art generators to come up to for ideation, mostly for my own illustrations because I still do my own stuff, so it's all me. If I utilize a piece of the AI itself, I might grab an image from one, maybe grab an arm or a head from another one, and do certain things with it like that. So it never stays the same because I've never been happy with anything I've seen just straight out of it. Now these are pretty interesting. It's more in tune to the maybe the artwork style that I was looking for because I dug that werewolf in the woods there. Um, he's pretty much Santa Claus. I don't see a whole lot of Sasquatch going on, especially this one, but I do dig him. I don't know if this is a raccoon tail or is that supposed to be a bag of toys. I don't know, but it doesn't look like a bag of toys to me. So you get the idea, right? So again, if I like out of these, I think I can go with this one here, right? So I can download him. It's gonna bring it into my downloads folder, right? So really quick, let me just go to that because this is a huge part of AI apps. I'm gonna move all this over there because it's freaking me out looking at me. All right, so here we go. So downloads, right? Here it is. Just go drag it here. Uh, I use this app here for my upscaling. Can I hide this? Yes, thank you. All right, here we go. So it's called Upscale. I pay for Topaz, by the way, as you see it sitting right next to it. I utilize it sometimes, but I find myself just going here because I think this is better and it's free and it works on my machine. So I don't have to wait sitting in a cloud for in a queue or any of that sort of thing. So I dump it in here and I can upscale it. So if you look at the settings, it's set to upscale. I can select my image or just drag and drop like I just did. This is digital art, so I'm going to leave that there. If I'm doing a photograph or something, I could change it here. So I'm set to upscale 5 times. So we're just going to hit upscale. and it's going to go ahead and crunch it through, and it'll give us a high resolution version of this, right? And you can kind of see here the left side is the original, and as I mouse over, look at his face, how much clearer it gets, right? So I find myself utilizing this thing all the time. It's super easy. You dump it in it, you hit upscale button. I don't change any of this stuff because I don't really do photos stuff. Most of everything I'm going to mess with is artwork, whether it's mine or something else that I get off an AI app. I'm going to do that. So if I do this and just take a look, right, that is one of them here, right? So open that up there. So the original was 1 megabyte, right? And this new one is 21 megs. So you can see that there's a lot more resolution built into that file, ready to go. So uh, typically you can upscale it in inside of uh, Leonardo as well. It's going to cost you tokens, but it won't get you that good or that clean. It's just going to sort of upsample a bit. So if I go over here to my library, let's just pick this little snowman guy, right? I can download him again, uh, and utilize it, right? So yeah, so that's it. So it's it's although this was pretty weak, I'm not a big fan of the style that we just chose. I do think for some reason it just didn't like my Sasquatch or my Bigfoot idea. But just scroll around, give it a shot. They do have a free version. I do think it's worth utilizing and checking out because I do find myself going to this quite a bit and getting a piece or a main image that I like that I can use in the rest of my design. So all right. So if you need a got any questions on this, you want to find me, go to daneclement.com. You can reach me there or find me somewhere at a trade show, installs a booth or in a classroom. That's all I got. Thank you.